I've done it again where I take a long time between videos and then come back and be like, oh, it's been so long. I'm sorry. This video you're about to see was actually filmed way back in September and I haven't gotten around to editing it until today. I could say I've been really busy, which I have, but it's also been a lot of procrastination and my headspace just hasn't been very creative lately. But I'm back here today with a Chinatown video, somewhere I've always wanted to go, so I feel like even though I've been gone a while, I think I'm coming back with a little bang, you know, a little come back with a bang. Chinatown, here we go. Thank you for being patient and sticking with me and still subscribing, liking, commenting. I see it all and I really appreciate it. So yeah, not much else needs to be said really. Let's just get on with the POV, which is why you're here. I'm going to switch over to the fancy podcast mic that I use for the voiceovers, but at the moment for this talking head I'm using a wireless microphone, a new one. It's the X5 U6 and they've actually sent it to me to try out for a little while and then give my opinion on it. If you think the audio sounds good and it's something you want to watch, stick around for that and there'll be a video soon for this little thing here. Enjoy the video and I'll try not to leave it so long next time. I'm sure I've said that before as well. Just don't trust me, don't trust anything I say. So we are going back in time a little bit for this street photography video. This was shot on September the 8th, a very long time ago. I'm sorry for the delay. But also I was in London on this day, and if you recognise the date, it's actually the date that our Queen passed away. She hadn't passed away at this point. So you'll see Jubilee banners up from, you know, the celebrations a few weeks before. I actually found out like an hour after shooting this video the news, so just to kind of put some context to all the banners and everything, this was shot in the past. So Chinatown has always been a place I've wanted to visit. I've seen so many street photography YouTubers go there and every time I was like, one day that's going to be me. So the opportunity came up on a work trip recently and my boss very kindly let me take 20 minutes in Chinatown to take some street photography. It was literally 20 minutes. So what you see in this video is pretty much all the time that I spent there. But oh my god, I was so happy and so delighted to be taking street photography in this location. Not only for the amazing location, but also because it had been so long since I had taken some. And this location was giving me so much to work from. There was people with umbrellas, because obviously the slight drizzle, which is perfect conditions by the way. And just the scenery, the lanterns in the sky, the perfectly overcast day, which meant that, you know, the sun wasn't getting too much in the way. The conditions were perfect and I couldn't be happier. And I actually captured some of my favourite street captures ever on this outing. So obviously 20 minutes is not a lot of time, and usually it takes me that length of time to warm up and start to get shots I actually like. I kind of found myself just scanning the area for certain individuals that kind of caught my eye, because obviously you can see it's busy, there's people everywhere, so I really wanted to pick my moments and make the photos that I took kind of count. So I couldn't go to Chinatown without taking photos of the lanterns. Obviously it was the first time I've seen them in person and they just add such a nice pop of colour to all of the photos I took. And I'm really happy with the edits from this as well. I've slightly changed my editing style a little bit, kind of faded those blacks and kind of softened it more to the kind of high contrasty edits that I usually do. So let me know what you think of those. I think it fits perfectly with the Chinatown vibe. So this is what I do quite a lot when I go out. I just kind of park up on a corner and wait for people to walk past me. And of course I've got this person here with their umbrella. Throughout Chinatown there was so many people on their lunch break or just taking a brief break from work that it was so easy to kind of pick people out and kind of take a nice street photo of them without them even noticing. I feel like they're probably so used to it or they're just absorbed in their own thing, but either way, like, I'm really happy to get some of the photos of that. And obviously you've got loads of tourists in the area like these two. I kind of lowered the angle after this first initial shot and got some with the lanterns in, and I think just lowering that angle slightly just really changed like the whole photo completely. You'll see throughout the video that I'm shooting pretty wide open for all of it. I don't think I stopped down any further than 2.8 to be honest. And I love doing this with this particular lens, which is the 35mm RF lens with 1.8, because it just performs so well. And obviously it is a very shallow depth of field playing with that kind of 1.8 to 2.8 range, but the R6, when it's on facial recognition or when you're on spot metering, it just picks out the subject so quickly and so well, you can't really notice that you're playing with such a shallow depth of field. And obviously you can compensate with that with a really high shutter speed. I don't think I even touched the ISO dial throughout this video, it always stays at 250. And I didn't realise it at the time, but when I was editing I was like, did I ever move my ISO? But I didn't. And that's okay, because all of the shots were still exposed really lovely, they were still lovely to edit. But yeah, you know me, I like shooting wide open. The surface of the floor was just so, it just gave me like this really glass feeling because of all the water on it. I wish I'd played with more of the reflections, but again, I think 20 minutes, if I had more time, I'd definitely play with it more. I want to go back. But these photos here are some of my favourite from this outing, of this individual who walks by with their umbrella. They look directly at me, direct eye contact, shallow depth of field 1.8, and I'm so happy with these captures here. I kind of put them in black and white just to see how they look. And yeah, I was just super happy with that. After I took that, I was like, okay, if I don't get any other good ones the rest of this outing, that's fine. I'm happy with that. So as I'm walking here, I see this kind of delivery person pushing this trolley, and I just kind of fixated on them because they're wearing a vest in this really cold London day, sandals as well, and their blue shirt just kind of really popped against the red lanterns and the grey reflective kind of floor. And yeah, I just found them fascinating. I don't know why, I can't explain why I find certain people, but I kind of follow them for a little bit and kind of get these photos, which I'm really happy with. And that's what I love so much about street photography, is you're capturing individuals just going through their everyday life, just doing really mundane things that they're probably so used to, but to me and to other street photographers or even other onlookers, it's just something interesting, and they don't know it, but they're more special than they might think. That's quite a nice little message, isn't it? Oh, that's really sweet. So we were kind of heading out of the main area here. I didn't actually know where I was just walking around in circles, I think, but I noticed these Pride Progress flags, and you know me, I couldn't help but snap them up, little pansexual that I am, and they just contrasted really nicely against the bricks and the lanterns, and I just thought, with the edit and everything, I really like that photo. I don't know why. More people here with umbrellas. I see an umbrella, I run. I see a mask especially, I run and I capture it. I tried to get the flag in the background, but I didn't get there in time. So if you've been a follower of my channel for a while, you know that whenever I try and use a 35mm lens, I always tend to just kind of not be happy with the results or what I get from it. I mean, the Fuji X100V has kind of trained me out of that mindset a little bit, because obviously that's 23 but 35mm equivalent, and for some reason I've had this lens for the same amount of time I have the 85mm macro, but I've just never used it on this channel because I always thought it would just be pointless. But from using the Fuji, and from this outing in particular where I just took a chance to use it, I'm in love with the 35, and I use the 35 almost exclusively in my day job at Cofra, working in that kind of photography, so I don't know why I don't bring 35mm to this channel more. So if you want me to make more videos with this lens in particular on the R6 or the R, then please let me know below, because I'm so happy to do that. So coming up is one of my other favourites from the channel, and I saw this person sitting outside having a smoke from a mile away, and I kind of just beeline towards them. I wanted to get the right angle. I know I wanted to frame them slightly off centre, either in the left third or the right third. And what I really loved about these photos is when the smoke comes out of their mouth, because it's up against such a dark, contrasty background, you can really see it. I don't think they noticed me there, and I don't know how, because I wasn't exactly subtle, but again, maybe they're just used to it, or maybe they're just happy to pose. But yeah, I couldn't decide again whether I prefer it in colour or black and white. I think the black and white again makes the smoke stand out, but there's something so nice about colour. I surprised myself with how close I actually managed to get, because you know me, my approach is non-obtrusive. I kind of don't want to get in people's faces, but I knew that this shot would be kind of like one of those shots that I would really not regret taking a chance with. So I put my brave face on, and to be honest, I was a couple cocktails in from the work lunch we had, and I had a bit of courage, so I'm really happy I got that this is the last shot of the day here. I saw somebody shooting a photo on their Nikon camera, and I couldn't resist shooting a person shooting something else. I really love doing that. I think it's fun. And then this next photo, there's another person taking a photo in the bottom left of the frame, which I also love. So yeah, those are all the photos from this little Chinatown outing. I did get some other photos after I stopped recording, so I'll just put those up now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but I hope it was semi worth it or worth it. And I will see you again soon with another video, I'm sure. Okay, bye.